Hey Gemini, welcome to Snake Petal Healing. For those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. I'm going to be doing a tarot reading for October 2025 for the sign of Gemini. This will be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, stelliums, anything, really any relevant planet in Gemini. And if you want to check to see what house Gemini falls in your chart, this may be relevant in that area as well. So I usually start off with a channeled message, and then we get into your reading and we go week by week. And then I'm going to also use my oracle deck as well as my tarot deck, and then I'm going to throw some astro dice, and that's going to be that. All right, so without further ado, let's get into your channeled message. I had a lot of stuff for you guys, so I just feel like you guys, there's stuff going on here. So the first thing I got here was I saw a flower with a very large bulb. Like, it was huge, and I looked up what that meant, and it said that the plant has more stored energy reserves if the bulb is bigger. And I also believe that that means that the plant is more fertile. I also saw like a phallic symbol kind of for you guys, and so I think that there's a lot of fertility or enhanced reproduction. That was it. With the flower with the big bulb, that means enhanced reproduction. So I have a feeling that you guys could be very fertile this month, and so you are going to want to watch that if you don't want to become with child. There may also be a releasing going on just because of the phallic symbol. Sorry, it's kind of cold in my room. I saw scarves blowing in the wind for you, and I'm not totally sure what that means, but I feel like it's just generally kind of like a freedom thing. I did see an eye, so you do want to be cognizant of cleansing yourself and stuff this month. I think that's very important to get done. I saw gremlins. There may be something about after 12 or something like that, or not feeding, not eating after a certain time. Maybe you guys are doing fasting or something like that, or you're doing like, yeah, that's my guess. You guys are doing some fasting perhaps, because I got food as well, because one of my friends has a company called Food Gremlin, and every time I think of Gremlin, I think of his delicious food. So I also saw fins/wings and a shark. So for me, fins and wings represent freedom and also navigating, because the fin is generally made to navigate through the water. This could be navigating through emotions. This could be navigating through consciousness. Just navigating through a specific element or event is what came up. And the shark also represents power, superiority, authority, positive aspects, focus, determination, fearlessness, forward momentum in spirituality as well. I also saw the Soviet symbol. So that is like communism, like communist Russia and some other joined together places, I think, which, I assume that you know what communism is. But if you don't, it's pretty much like centralized control where like all the resources are shared among people and they get like an even amount, basically. So it's not a capitalistic society that we live in here and most other places. You got the third chakra. You also got the letter C, which is the third letter of the alphabet, which therefore gave me the information for the third chakra. So the third chakra is the solar plexus, which represents your confidence, self-worth. The physical associations are upper digestive system, stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, large intestine, kidneys, adrenals, and the diaphragm, including metabolic function, and also deals with healthy skin. It's pretty much like your whole here and down, For imbalances, you can have digestive issues. Sorry, if that chakra is imbalanced, you would have digestive issues, ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, breakouts. I almost said breakups, but I'm just saying breakouts. Yeah, you could have muscle tension in your mid back as well, or shallow breathing if you're having shallow solar plexus imbalances. If you do want to help balance that energy out, you can always eat yellow foods. You can wear the color yellow. You can do yogic meditations, yogic practices to strengthen the chakra, and you can also do chakra meditations to help bring it back into balance. Essentially, all chakras will move in like a swirly formation because they're always kind of moving, and sometimes they'll move I think it's counterclockwise or clockwise. I'm not totally sure. They might be unique to everyone which way they move, which is a healthy way. I'm not totally sure, but sometimes they get out of balance. And usually, if one's out of balance, the other ones next to it are also a little bit out of balance. So just think of it as like tuning a guitar or something like that. So you might want to do that. I definitely do recommend the cleanses just because I saw the eye, so I think that's important. There was something about council and also reserves. And so because I saw the Soviet symbol, I was thinking of possibly, uh, military, something like that, institutions, right? Yeah, so that's what I got for you guys. And the songs that we got was two. First one was Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson, and the second one is Beauty by Drew Hill, which is such a cute, sensual song. I just have a feeling that you guys are getting it on this month for sure. So, hell yeah, Gemini. All right, so let's get into your reading. And we will go week by week, like we agreed upon. I'm just going to cleanse my cards here. Ooh, I just take a deep breath there for some reason. Okay, Gemini. All right, so for my Gemini collective, I kind of want to smell this really quick. I mean, like, yummy little concoction of like herbs and stuff, and I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but it's just there. I didn't want to smell it. Okay, Gemini, first week of October 2025 for my Gemini collective, please. First week of October for my Gemini collective. Ooh, 10 of Swords. Second week of October for my Gemini collective, please. Page of Cups. Third week of October for my Gemini collective. Justice. And last week of October for my Gemini collective, please. Five of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting. And my mouth is a little bit dry. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and picked oracle cards as well just to get a little bit more information here. So first week of October 2025 for Gemini. Fourth chakra. Second week for Gemini, please. Okay. Third week for Gemini. Last week for Gemini of October, please. Oh. Okay. Yeah, all right. Listen, I wasn't sure if this was going to be a love reading, but we're kind of getting there. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily, I guess, be love. However, we do have door to romance here, and directly underneath we have broken heart. So, that could be it. Let's see. So we have 10 of Swords and fourth chakra here, Archangel Michael, for the first week of October. So that's definitely telling me that there's some sort of ending here within the heart space. So in the first week of October, you could be ending a situation with someone. You could be dealing with an ending that previously happened. I am seeing you feeling hurt. If you're having any problems with your heart as well, that could be something that's coming up here as well. Sometimes, there's illness. You could be maybe sick during the first week of October. But, typically this represents loss. The final stages maybe of a painful situation that you've been going through in which you need to bring put an end to something. Let me pull up just a few more cards in regards to. So I feel like there was someone that you gave a second chance to. Okay, this is what I feel. There was someone that you gave a second chance to here who ended up disappointing you. Probably the first week of October, you're really coming to terms with that. This could also be that the first week of October, you might be actually getting a job offer or a new source of income coming in despite the situation. You could be offered a new job or offered a position, but you may be sick. You may have to wait until a little bit later. But yeah, I'm kind of picking up this energy of somebody being a bit of a player, kind of in and out energy, someone who is just not the most reliable. They're incredibly passionate. They kind of come forward for the passion, the desire, the love, even the conquest. Okay. So to me, I felt like this was someone who maybe cares about their public image quite a bit, and they kind of just do things for how they look. And that sucks when you have your heart involved. I definitely know about that because I feel like, I've been through that, and it sucks for sure when you are invested in someone and they're just not on the same page. I feel like this person likes to get into relationships for the conquest. They like the chase, right? Essentially, they like the chase, and then once they get that, they get kind of bored and they want to move on to someone else, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe there are some hostilities here towards this individual in the first week of October because there's pain. I think, you're overcoming this, of course, but you're looking very stable actually, despite the pain. Like, I can see the pain here within your heart space currently, the first week of October. However, to everyone else, you look very calm and collected. And, why did I do this? To everyone else, you look very calm and collected. You look completely unfazed, essentially, might I say, Jem? But do you have the ability to intellectualize your emotions? Probably, maybe. I know a lot of air signs have it. I have a Libra moon and Aquarius rising, and I am quite an emotional intellectualizer. So when I'm going through things, it doesn't seem like I am, because there's like a barrier, right? And when I want to feel is usually when I'll feel, when I allow myself to. So you could be kind of like that, even though I have known Geminis to pop off a bit when they need to. And you may have done that. We'll get into the reading, but what I'm seeing is that you've been observing someone this whole time. I actually think that you've been giving someone the benefit of the doubt. You've been kind of just like hanging out, watching what it is they do. I love the saying, like, let them do what they want so you can see what they'd rather do, basically. And I think that was your motto with this individual. However, I think you may have spotted some type of like red flags possibly in the relationship previously, and maybe they weren't red enough for you. Maybe they were just looking pink, and so you're like, okay, like, let me just test this out and see. But I think what you observed is that no, they're not reliable. They're not changing. They're not meeting you where you need to be met. In fact, they're just disappointing the heck out of you. So, team disappointment, absolutely not. Yeah, I feel like you may have had a few choice words for this individual. I do see you closing out a cycle here, and you're trying to get to your own stage of healing. And I think that's how we get into the second week of October here, where you're feeling, oh my gosh, my nose is itchy. Excuse me. Where you're feeling, kind of like a bit of a new lease on life. Like, there's your, air sign vibes coming back, because, they can be down for a bit, but like they definitely bounce back quick. We're good at that. And, hold on. Let me just pull for the second week here. Jemmy baby. This could be with a Sagittarius, a Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn individual. So yeah, after your period of rest, you have a changed perspective, and you feel as though you've gotten the clarity that you need, that makes you feel like a winner in the situation. I think that you felt maybe a bit duped but you're realizing that, like, this truth that came forward was amazing for you, because it allowed you to untangle yourself from some sort of roots that you were stuck in with this individual. It allowed you to see from a different perspective. And I think that that actually made you feel like your cup was fuller, because you're like, wow, you know, this person is just like this. And I still have all this, all these people to meet, all this love to give. So how is that even my problem at all? Is kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. You're stable. You're stable. You know, you're stable. You know how to uh, take care of yourself. You don't need anybody for that. You were approaching this. I am seeing you kind of approaching this still from like a level-headed perspective. I think that you're being very civil with this individual. You're not like, freaking out or like being hateful or anything like that. It's just like you kind of seen someone's true colors and now you're just rocking with it, right? That's all you can do. When you see someone and how they're going to be with you and they choose to disrespect you or they choose to not kind of follow suit, then what? Now, what can you do besides, gather up your dignity and step to the side and let them go on and find somebody else to play with? And, okay, so yeah, I mean, seeing that, also for the first week, Gemini, I guess for some of you, maybe you could have lost a job opportunity here, which made you feel. I would say that's more of a different card, though. I do kind of feel like it's more like maybe job opportunity coming in the first week. Sorry, we're going back to the second week here. You may also have taken a break here from your creative pursuits. I don't know if you're like a writer or an artist or something like that, or you are a creative individual. It seems like you had taken a break from your creative pursuits, maybe to even pursue this person. You know how you like get with someone and like things just kind of fall to the wayside sometimes, your own goals or your own kind of things that like keep you going. Kind of feeling like in the second week of October you're getting back into that, and it's making you feel brand new again, right? Making you feel brand new. Yeah, I just think that you're seeing the beauty in everything again. Um, you have like a new lease on life, and it's funny because sometimes heartbreak is what it takes to, give us that. And I feel like you were like kind of reaching the point with this person where you're maybe even feeling a bit bored. And so I feel like after this, you just were like, yes, I can go out and meet other people now. So I feel like you're feeling good. You're feeling attractive. You're looking attractive. You look like a winner. You're ready to step into this new phase. I feel like you are maybe desiring someone, like a partner, or you had like liked the idea kind of it, but I don't feel like you're dragging your feet too hard about it. Yeah, I just think I feel like you feel like this was a missed opportunity of some sort. And maybe that's something that kind of has weighed you down. But you're realizing that, like, it's just kind of what the brain does. Because really, if someone's not going to be able to meet you where you're at, is it really a missed opportunity? Like, no, like, you didn't even meet the requirements for the job offer. It's that vibe. So it's like, can't really be much of a missed opportunity if you weren't even going to satisfy the need, right? So let's get someone qualified for the role, you know what I mean? You could also be taking a bit of a break with a friend. If you have a Pisces friend here that's a little bit younger than you or something like that, you may be taking a break with them. I don't know, you could be traveling or something, or going like away for a weekend or something with a friend. Maybe to like a place by the water or something. Painting retreat? Gosh, I don't know. But third week of October, we've got the Justice card and walking away. So you're bringing balance to the situation. In the third week of October, you're feeling quite balanced. You know what it is you have to do. You're ready to walk away. You're ready to focus on self. And you're ready to cut out what no longer serves you. It's very swift. It's very just. I think that at this point, you kind of don't have as many feelings involved as you previously maybe had. Anything that you're going over things in your life now that need to be removed, and things that need to be kind of edited, removed, and changed, balanced. This could also be a Libra individual that you are communicating with that you're ready to walk away from. Or it's just justice, right? Your justice is being called on the situation. I think that you're communicating that you're walking away. I don't know if this person is expecting this. I feel like it may come as a surprise. Now, this could also be that the other person maybe is communicating. Let me pull on walking away, please. Yeah, I think that this person is communicating maybe walking away and just being friends, or you're doing that, or you're talking about walking away and just being friends as well. I mean, it was already headed down that path anyway, right? I think that there could also have been an individual that brought you a lot of happiness at one point, but then just kind of ended up closing off for you, and the ship just came in, as they do. And that was just the verdict, right? Because some people are just like that. If they're not like your forever person, one of you guys is going to get bored in the time being, and things are just going to drift off. And then it's like, oh, we probably should have stayed friends. Like, I find that annoying. Like, so many people are lustful. It's like, it didn't even need to happen, by the way. Like, if you knew that that wasn't going to be it. But that's just me, though. Like, I do have a lot of Scorpio and Pisces in my chart, but maybe you feel differently. Maybe you were okay with that, but I just feel like you were quite hurt in the beginning of the month. And there was heart chakra, and there was door to romance and broken heart. So it's like, oh my, okay, I'm looking at this a little differently too now, that maybe there's like a new lease on love coming in as well. Well, I mean, you are growing, obviously, through this situation. By the third week, you're ready to make the decision. I feel like your emotions aren't as invested as they previously were within the connection. You're choosing to walk away from it. You're choosing to spend more time with friends, I think. And so you could be drinking quite a bit third week of October. Don't drink too much before Halloween, because Halloween's on a Friday this month, and it's going to be awesome. What are you being for Halloween? I wonder if I'll see it here in your cards in the last week. We'll talk about that then. There could also be communication, possibly, of if you've got any like court stuff that you're waiting on. Third week, you could serve someone, you could get served, or if there's any info that you're waiting on with a court system, there's going to be maybe something that's coming through. And I have a feeling that if you're waiting on info from a court system, there's going to be some like loophole or something where you may not even actually have to do what it is that you thought you had to do. So I think that's pretty rad, and you could celebrate about that. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing third week is like kind of like a chill, fun week where you're getting out of your feelings and kind of like more into your body and your head, and just like, being a true hurricane of a person that Geminis are. Yeah, you're walking away from someone emotionally. You're listening to your own counsel. You're making the call necessary. I feel like this person maybe doesn't want to fully let go, but it's like, basically you made your bed. So, that's what I'm getting here for third week. Just like a lot of emotional balance. A little bit of reckless activity though, for sure. So I mean, just be careful if you're out and maybe you're lacking attention to details or things like that. Just be aware of your surroundings and stuff while you're out. Definitely a good idea. Sorry, it's a little bit late here. What's up with the celebrations? Oh my goodness, yeah. Okay, so you're wanting to go out and like celebrate and stuff, but maybe this person you like, you're nervous to like run into them because maybe you like have the same friend group or something, and you just know that wherever you go, you're gonna see them. And I feel like that's making you hesitant, but because the thing is, I feel like you might want a new beginning even with this person deep down, but you know that it's just like all an illusion. And you would like to have something special, but I think you're just gonna end up doing you big time. Last week of October, we do have possibly some money loss coming in here the last week of October. Perhaps I think that, yeah, something within work here. There may be a possible work opportunity lost if you try to balance too much at one point in the last week of October. Really try not to pack too much onto your plate because I think that you may lose money opportunities if you do that. Don't take all the shifts. Like, I mean, you could, but the thing is, you might feel burnt out, which is going to lead to like a further kind of like recovery point. Following that, which is going to affect your money in some way, like maybe you're just going to be doing so much that your immune system takes a hit, then you get sick, then you can't work or something. But yeah, so there are a little bit of money troubles coming in. I would say definitely conserve your money through October. I wouldn't go blowing through it because the last week of October something may come up where you may have to kind of dig into your pocket for an expense, like an unexpected expense. And Spirit is asking you to stay calm through these hardships or just, nerve-wracking moments. Definitely have got your back. Strength is here. Yeah, there's going to be some unexpected money stuff come up the last week of October is what I'm seeing. You've obviously got this covered, but it's good to know now. And just be aware of that because you don't want to be up Poops Creek. I'm allowed to say the S word, right? I don't really know with YouTube, to be honest. What about this tower, please? Yeah, once again, I think it's the last week there's a pretty heavy focus on money and trying to balance maybe too many things at once, unexpected maybe expense coming in here. Yeah, like what's the tower moment about? I got Four of Pentacles with the tower moment, but you'll overcome it. I feel like people are going to help you. If you obviously conserve what you can, but I feel like if you need it, someone may step in and help you, maybe even a Leo, help you to pay something. Like a younger fire sign even, maybe a sibling may help you pay something in the meantime. There is good news coming in as well, despite the shocking kind of stuff. I feel like an authority figure has an eye on you. They're watching you for a while. They may want to offer you a position. However, it's going to be in the future, quite long term, so it might not be immediate, but there is some sort of good news coming about some long-term thing, I think, within your finances, your career, or something that is coming after this unexpected moment, of course. Something that's going to bring you a lot of fulfillment. I do think that this is going to up whatever your current position is. It's going to be a little bit higher. Maybe some gossip coming in surrounding an authority figure, maybe a father figure, maybe an Aries. Someone could be just watching you, or they could be talking about you with a water sign individual. But once again, if they are talking to you, it's like, talking about you, it's like you don't seem to care at all. You don't seem to care. You look good also. People are in regret. I think people want to have another chance with you because of how good you look, but it's like you've already peeped game. Right? So what then? When people show their ass, what do they expect you to do? Pretend you didn't see it? No, you were double cheeked up on a Thursday. Ass out, right? I seen it all. Crack and all, right? I seen that whole thing. So don't sit here and try to tell me you didn't show it. When they do, you gotta believe them, right? Just say, okay, yeah, that's how you are, and I don't need to tolerate that, right? Because people are just so messy sometimes. And like, don't bring that here. Don't bring that over here. Like, if you're messy, that's fine, but keep your mess over there. And I feel like that's just what it is. And people are seeing that you're just like unbothered to kind of move on. And they're like, oh my God, like, I wish I could have another chance with Gemini. Well, you can't. Well, maybe they can. Just depends on how you feel about it. But yeah, you're doing something new here. How does Gemini feel about things? Oh gosh, is this like someone you have a family with? Uh-oh, those can be hard, Gemini. I never even thought this could be like a baby daddy, baby mama situation. Yeah. Of course, the Emperor, father figure. Oh, Gemini. Okay, so it's the baby daddy. Or switch the role, of course, but damn. They're wanting to come back in and try again and keep the family together. And well, how's this gonna go if Gemini does go for this, right? Oh, okay. All right. So, they could be more balanced within the situation. They could be more willing to be reciprocal to you. It's already flowing in this direction. Things are already flowing in this direction, I think, because of what happened in the past. I think this person is like, oh, like, I don't really have a choice now but to shape up, basically. And you're definitely not in the mood to deal with any BS, so you're definitely have your scissors handy, your sword, I guess, rather. Like, let's put some respect on the Queen of Swords name. But yeah, you have your sword and you're ready to cut that out if need be, and you're pretty quick with it. So there you are, Gemini. Queen of Swords. You could heal with this person, but I am seeing it be quite difficult. I am seeing more things come up, situations that you maybe are unaware of, where there's kind of shadiness, there's sneakiness. If that was something that was going on, that's, present once again. There's also this element of someone being really nasty in arguments and really mean and saying really rude things. There's going to be a bit of healing. You will always feel like you have to defend yourself. And then eventually, I have a feeling that you're just going to be dependent on yourself again. I feel like, this is one of those things that may go back and forth. I don't really, I can't tell you what it is that you should or shouldn't do with this collective reading. I'm not dialed into your situation like that specifically, enough to get those details. Sometimes that's what happens. There's a toxic back and forth, the dance essentially that you'll do with someone. And, there's still lessons to learn. And especially if you have a family with someone, like OMG. Yeah, and if you don't have a family with someone, which it was kind of leading to, you could be meeting someone Movie that you already know, though, that has like I think is it detached family? Where they have like kids from a previous relationship. And uh, you, either maybe have your own kids and then come together, or, you just come together with them. It makes this happy family here. I just feel like you're looking for foundation, regardless. So, the possibilities are endless, though. Like, your future's looking bright with or without this person. Whatever the pains cause, whatever you feel that you can do at this time, I have a feeling that maybe you might, if you're dealing with like a Sagittarius or an Aries or something, this person is just immature. And they maybe let you down quite a bit emotionally because they just don't really have like the capacity to be able to meet you where you're at on that level. And that can be difficult, right? That causes a lot of pain in the heart when, people aren't exactly on the same frequency like that. I'm sorry, Jeb, I'm getting tired. Ooh, all right, there you are. Pluto and Gemini, 10th house. So we did talk a bit about career here. There's a transformation around your career, around your public image, right? 10th house, around your public image here, Gemini. Something could be changing for you. I do think that you're asked to step into your networking position, really show, your skills and what it is that you can and can't do. I feel like you've kind of pivoted from focusing a lot on the relationship here and the pain, and then moving into a more kind of stable, maybe career-oriented situation. And yeah, there's this element of transformation coming in with your public image here. I feel like this has to do with communication. This could have to do with sharing facts or knowledge, or maybe like teaching. Be cognizant of how this person is making you look, right? Whether it's a boss, it's a lover, whatever. Be cognizant of how your relationship dynamic is being shown to the outside world. Because it doesn't necessarily matter what people think, and not for that reason. It's for your own dignity reason. It's not what other people think necessarily. It's certainly not about that. It's more just like, are you allowing yourself to be stuck in this loop where you're looking weak? I don't know. That maybe was a little bit, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go for now, but that was your reading for October. I do hope you liked it. I'll be back. I do feel a little bit rusty, but we're just starting the channel back up again. If you do want to book a personal reading with me, please visit my website, which is in the bio, and we can talk about that. I do want to wish you a happy Halloween. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will catch you next time.